After watching this video, you're going to realize the Netherlands are dark horses for next year's World Cup. Originally, this video was going to be talking about how the Netherlands have one of the most underrated midfield trios on the planet, but then looking at their defensive depth, this is no laughing matter. Starting off with the best centre half since Sergio Ramos, and you could maybe argue going past that, Virgil van Dijk, still in his peak, might I add. Moving on, we have Mickey van de Ven, one of the best and most underrated defenders in the Premier League with an X factor of pace. Behind him, we then have Matthijs de Ligt, a guy who has played for Ajax, Juve, Bayern, and now at Manchester United, where yes, it might not be working out too well, but you can't say anything too much about his performances. He is still performing to a very high standard. Then possibly the most underrated centre-half in the Premier League, possibly world football right now, from Brighton, Paul van Hecke. This guy on the ball can do whatever he wants as a centre-half. Then we have probably the best defensive right back in world football, Jurrien Timber, who can also play left back and centre half if you want him to do that to the same degree as he plays anywhere else. Still talking about centre halves, we have Nathan Ake, a guy who's been very underrated in the Premier League for a long time and is now a treble winner still at Manchester City, underutilised by Pep in my opinion. Then moving on to fullbacks, we have Denzel Dumfries of Inter Milan, who got to a Champions League final last season, and a lot of that was down to what he did against Barcelona in the semi-final across two legs, getting goals and assists. This guy in a wing-back role, there's not many like him. Speaking of not many like him, in a wing-back role, we have Jeremy Frimpong. This guy has pace for days. He can score, he can assist. Many might say he's even more of a right winger if you were to put him in a 4-3-3 system, but he is a great player to have at your disposal. And then even behind that, we have Stefan de Vrij, a very, very good centre-half that is there in case there's a massacre of injuries. In front of them, we have one of the best DMs in the world, just after winning the Premier League with Liverpool, Ryan Gravenberch, who is getting better by the day. He is not pressable. Just forget it. Everything I said about Gravenberch, but just in La Liga. Frankie de Jong, don't bother pressing him. This guy is like the modern day Xavi, I would say he was similar to, the way you can just sit deep, control a game, and then moving up ahead of him. Speaking of Xavi, we have Xavi Simons, and if you've seen this guy at Tottenham, you've seen his glimpses. If you've seen this guy at Leipzig, you know he is a world-class player. Just give him time at Spurs, he will come through. Going further up the pitch, we have Gakpo, a guy who, again, I would say is very underrated in the Liverpool jersey. One of the more efficient players in the Premier League. Might not be the flashiest, but if you want to win games, you want this guy in your team. And up front, there's Memphis Depay, who, yes, is like 32 and playing in the Brazilian Serie A, but he is the record assist and goal scorer for the Netherlands, right? In a Netherlands jersey, this guy still got it and will provide. Tell me these aren't dark horses.